Jeremy Bentham was an English philosopher and social reformer who lived from 1748 to 1832. He is considered the founder of modern utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is a moral philosophy that judges the rightness or wrongness of an action based on its consequences. An action is right if it produces more pleasure than pain for all affected by it. An action is wrong if it produces more pain than pleasure. Bentham believed that pleasure and pain were the only things that were intrinsically good or bad. He argued that all human actions were motivated by these desires, to produce pleasure or avoid pain. He developed a system called the hedonic or philosophic calculus to measure the amount of pleasure or pain that an action would produce. This calculus considers the following 6 factors. 1. The intensity of the pleasure or pain. 2. The duration of the pleasure or pain. 3. The certainty or uncertainty of the pleasure or pain. 4. The proximity or remoteness of the pleasure or pain. 5. The purity or impurity of the pleasure or pain. 6. The extent or number of people affected by the pleasure or pain. Bentham argued that the right action is the one that produces the greatest amount of happiness for the greatest number of people. He believed that this principle could be used to guide all areas of life, from personal morality to public policy. Bentham asserted that the individual is the best judge of their own happiness. People should be free to make their own choices about what will make them happy. This led to him quietly advocating for decriminalizing of homosexual acts and other ideas that were unpopular at the time. As for the government, Bentham thought that it should be used to promote the greatest happiness for the greatest number of people. The government should only interfere in people's lives when it is necessary to promote happiness. While a supporter of individual and economic rights, Bentham opposed the idea of natural law and natural rights. His notable statement on the concept was to call them nonsense upon stilts. Bentham was also a noted critic of legal fictions. He said, "Fictions are to law what fraud is to trade." Bentham's utilitarianism has been criticized for being too simplistic and for failing to account for the complexity of human emotions and motivations. Others argue that it is impossible to accurately measure the amount of pleasure or pain that an action will produce because of unintended consequences. Still others argue that utilitarianism can lead to morally questionable results, for example, justifying the sacrifice of a minority for the benefit of the majority. However, Bentham's utilitarianism remains an influential moral and political philosophy. It has been used to justify a wide range of reforms. These have included the abolition of slavery, ending capital punishment, equal rights for women, the separation of church and state, freedom of expression, animal rights, and the establishment of welfare programs. Here are 7 quotes attributed to Jeremy Bentham. 1. The greatest happiness of the greatest number is the measure of right and wrong. 2. The question is not, can they reason? Nor, can they talk? But rather, can they suffer? 3. All punishment is mischief, all punishment in itself is evil. 4. Tyranny and anarchy are never far apart. 5. The power of the lawyer is in the uncertainty of the law. 6. Stretching his hand up to reach the stars, too often man forgets the flowers at his feet. 7. Secrecy, being an instrument of conspiracy, ought never to be the system of a regular government. Thanks for watching. Please give us a like if you enjoyed this video and feel free to comment to let us know your thoughts on it.